I want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever had a thought that scared you so much you started questioning who you are? Maybe it came out of nowhere. You could have been driving, sitting at work, lying in bed, or spending time with someone you love. And suddenly, your mind throws a thought at you that feels disturbing, confusing, or completely against the person you believe yourself to be. And your first reaction is panic. Why would I think that? Does this mean something about me? Am I a bad person? If you've ever experienced something like that, I want you to hear this before anything else. Having an intrusive thought does not define your character. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming that every thought our mind produces is a reflection of who we are. But that's simply not how the mind works. Our brains generate thousands of thoughts every single day. Some are helpful, some are creative, and some are random, and some are intrusive. An intrusive thought is exactly what it sounds like. It's unwanted, it's uninvited, it interrupts your peace. The problem isn't always the thought itself. The problem is the meaning we attach to it. The moment we think, if I had this thought, maybe it's really who I am, we begin fighting a battle that was never meant to be fought. Imagine you're sitting on a park bench watching cars drive by. Every car represents a thought. Some are exciting, some are boring, some make you smile, some make absolutely no sense. But now imagine trying to jump into every single car that passes. You'd exhaust yourself. Yet that's exactly what many of us do with our thoughts. We chase them, we argue them, we analyze them, and we try to prove them wrong. But ironically, the more attention we give them, the louder they become. It's a little like trying not to think about a pink elephant. The harder you try not to picture it, the clearer it becomes. And our minds work the same way. When we desperately try to push intrusive thoughts away, they often push back even harder. That's why overcoming intrusive thoughts isn't about winning a fight against them. It's about changing your relationship with them. And instead of asking, how do I stop these thoughts? Maybe try asking, how do I stop believing I have to react to every thought? See, that question changes everything. You think about the sky. Everyday clouds pass overhead. Some are bright and beautiful, and others dark and stormy. But no matter what kind of cloud appears, the sky remains the sky. And your mind is similar. Thoughts come and go like clouds. Some stay for seconds, and some linger longer. But they are passing experiences. They are not your identity. Too often we confuse the weather with the sky. We confuse temporary thoughts with permanent truth. And here's something that helped me understand this. Imagine somebody walks up to your front door and knocks. You don't have to invite them inside just because they showed up. And intrusive thoughts are the same. They may knock. They may even knock loudly. But you don't have to give them a seat at your table. You don't have to entertain them. You don't have to debate them. You can simply notice them and allow them to leave. Now, I know that sounds easier said than done, because when an intrusive thought feels frightening, your body reacts as if there's real danger. Your heart races, your breathing changes, your stomach tightens. And suddenly, you're not just thinking about the thought, you're feeling it. That's why it's important to slow yourself down. Take a breath, remind yourself, this is a thought, not a prediction. This is a thought, not an intention. And this is a thought, not my identity. Sometimes repeating that to yourself can interrupt the cycle of fear. Another thing that keeps intrusive thoughts alive is shame. Maybe people suffer in silence because they're afraid to admit what they're experiencing. They think, if I tell someone, they'll think I'm a terrible person. But the truth is, many people experience intrusive thoughts. You're not strange for having them. You're human. And here's something important. The fact that an intrusive thought upsets you is often evidence that it goes against your values, not that it reflects them. Think about that. If the thought truly represented who you wanted to be, it probably wouldn't disturb you so deeply. Your discomfort says something important. It tells you that your values are still intact. That's why self-compassion matters. Imagine a close friend came to you and said, I'm terrified because my mind keeps throwing horrible thoughts at me. Would you immediately label them as a terrible person? Of course not. You'd comfort them, you'd remind them they're not alone, and you'd tell them that thoughts don't determine character. But now ask yourself, why don't you deserve that same compassion? Healing often begins when we stop treating ourselves like an enemy. I also want to remind you that overcoming intrusive thoughts isn't about never having them again. It's about reaching the point where they no longer control your day. One day you'll notice something incredible. A thought appears, and instead of spiraling, you simply let it pass. You don't chase it. You don't argue with it. You don't assign it meaning. You acknowledge it and move on. That's progress. Not because the thought disappeared, but because your fear lost its grip. If intrusive thoughts have become so frequent or distressing that they're interfering with your daily life, your relationships, your work, or your ability to function, it's okay to ask for help. There's strength in reaching out to a trusted friend, loved one, or even a mental health professional. But just know you don't have to carry this alone. Sometimes healing happens through personal growth. Sometimes healing also involves professional support. Both are signs of courage. So let me leave you with this. Your mind is incredibly powerful. It can imagine beauty. It can imagine fear. It can create possibilities, but it can create doubts. But just because your mind creates something doesn't mean you have to claim it. You are not every thought you think. You're the person who chooses how to respond. So next time an intrusive thought shows up, don't ask yourself, why am I thinking this? Instead ask, does this thought deserve my attention? Or can I simply let it pass? Because peace doesn't come from controlling every thought that enters your mind. Peace comes from realizing that not every thought deserves a place in your heart. And the moment you stop believing every passing thought is a reflection of who you are, you begin taking your life back. And remember this, your thoughts may visit you, but they don't have to define you. And every time you choose compassion over fear and awareness over panic, you're taking another step toward a quieter mind and a stronger, healthier you. Until next time.